Hi, welcome to Fort Worth, Texas. I'm Tim Topp, your host for this edition of the Appaloosa Horse. Today we'll be looking at action from the Hunter and Jumper Arena from the 2003 World Championship Appaloosa Horse Show.
Distinctive, a champion at heart, talented and beautiful. All words synonymous with the legendary Appaloosa. A horse exceptional in its mix of style and ability, with an appeal reaching out to both family and the avid competitor. Join us as we take a look at this unique and colorful breed, Appaloosa, the horse nature destined to be different. Welcome to the Will Rogers Memorial Coliseum and the World Championship Appaloosa Horse Show, where more than 1,000 horses and 800 exhibitors gathered to compete in Fort Worth, Texas. This episode, we take you into the World Championship Hunter and Jumper arenas for another look at the versatile Appaloosa.
This is Tim Topp along with Debbie Latham bringing you this class. And this class is the 2-year-old Hunter Snafflebit under saddle. We have 5 judges in the arena. All 5 judges' cards will be placed in a lineup. And then for the top 10 finalists for the World Championship, the averages are taken from the 3 middle judges. Highest scoring judges, low scoring judges are tossed out. We'll point out that Debbie is also a carded judge, so she knows what she's looking at.
These are the 2-year-olds. This is the start of what will become our future hunter over fences and jumping horses. A lot of these babies have been in some fraternities this fall, but they're not allowed to show 2-year-olds in the Appaloosa breed until their birthdays May the 20th, or until after May the 20th of their birth year. This hopefully allows for development and growth in each horse.
What we'll be seeing here in the undersaddle class are all 3 gaits in both directions, the walk, the trot, and the canter. They're judged in both directions. These horses are like people. There are left-handed horses and right-handed horses, so you don't want to give the advantage to 1 or 2 horses over the others by not sending them both directions.
And we're looking for a real typey hunter-looking horse, one that's bright and alert, has nice forward motion at all 3 gaits. We have several different breeding of horses in this class. A lot of them are from the prominent Appaloosa lines and some from prominent quarter horse lines as well. That all goes into making a good, free-flowing hunt seat horse, and it's obvious that there's some nice bred horses out here.
Now, being 2 years old, Debbie, as the horse ages, is its gait going to change any? Is it going to possibly become more fluid?
It'll become more consistent.
Okay.
This horse right here, 493, is ridden by Nancy Sue Ryan, and she's won the Congress and World Quarter Horse World several times, as well as the App Nationals and World several times. She's a fine competitor and no stranger to the winner's circle. 812 is a horse by Mr. Cool Hand Luke. He's owned by some people in Oklahoma, which is the state I'm from, Doc and Helga Burnell, and shown by Rusty Miller of Ohio.
Rusty, another one of those riders that's
He's
won in the quarter horse
and
world and the paints as well.
App too. He's a big competitor in various classes, not just hunter and saddle classes. 177 is Look Who's Smoking, owner by Christy Wallace, and she's ridden by Sandy Jerkowski from Nebraska, and Sandy shows a great deal. She shows a lot of all-around horses, hunter in her saddle. Her and her husband operate J-Bar S training stables in Nebraska. This horse, 885,
She's a Fancy Hunter, and Holly Adams
is by the hunter that sires a lot of national and world champion hunter in her saddle and hunter in hand horses.
This really says a lot too for the breeding of these horses, how they're bred and how well they're trained at only 2 years old, that they've kind of settled in here a little bit mentally. And we've only seen a couple of the horses kind of play around a little bit. For the most part, they're out there doing their jobs, and
right.
They're basically still kids at 2 years old.
They're babies, right. Even though there's had a few problems or bobbles once in a while, for the most part, all these colts are real quiet and very trainable and very attentive.
And this 270 horse we've been looking at is Misty Mylou and Dorinda Burks doing the riding.
She resides down by Cleburne, Texas. She's riding that horse for James Hallman. She develops a lot of youth and non-pro children and horses. We're looking for this horse as a young horse to hopefully track up. By then we mean move his back legs up underneath the footprints of his front legs with a nice extension from the shoulder. And this group right here looks very well depicting that.
287 we've got here.
Yes, is ridden by Heather Runyon, and she comes from North Carolina to the World Show.
That's PL Indian Paintbrush, the horse that Heather's riding.
This 426 horse won our national show this year in the 2-year-old hunter class. His name is Polo Hunter, and he's also by the hunter.
Robin Gullahan riding that one.
We're looking for nice flowing motion out of these colts, for any hunter and their saddle horse for that matter. One that moves forward in a nice rhythmic stride, 2-beat gait at the trot, and of course 3-beat gait at the canter. Nice level top line, a nice steady head. This is Rob Manili. He's riding Ted Astaire, and Rob's really no stranger to the hunter jumper world, although he does train Western and English at his farm in Conyers, Georgia with his wife Mary. Nice class.
At this point, all the horses will be brought into the center of the arena, lined up side by side. They'll all back individually as judges approach them, show their willingness to back and keeping a good attitude throughout. Judges will also take a walk around the horse. Why don't you explain why they do that, Deb, too, before they have the horse back?
They'll ask the horse to back readily and softly, and give to the bridle when they back, and the judge walks around the horse to check for last-minute equipment and make sure that there's not been any abuse occurred to the horse. Want the horse to back nice and straight as possible.
A lot of these horses, especially these 2-year-old horses, it's pretty impressive that they've come in to a building where they don't normally show through the course of the year and be as calm and relaxed as they are with the lights and the noise and the banners and all the other distractions going on. It's pretty well broke horses. I shouldn't say pretty well broke, very well broke horses for 2-year-olds. I know when I was 2, I didn't stand that well. Now, with you as a judge, Debbie, what can it come down to for you? Say with a class that's as deep in talent as this one is, to pick your first and second place horse?
I probably will be the free-flowing action of the horse moving forward in this class. The one that moves freest from the shoulders and engages himself in a nice forward motion with as nice and level top line as possible and keeping the head as steady as possible. I know in the babies it's kind of hard to obtain that a lot of times, but once in a while you do run across that special one, especially when you're judging a class of this magnitude that just stands out and you just can't get that horse off your mind. So it goes to the top right away.
Susan Chambray, and he's a handsome hunter, number 127, will end up 5th in the world this year, 2003.
And this horse is sired by the hunter.
And Sprinkle of Zippo, number 531, Vicki Holt doing the riding of this horse.
For HHH Farms.
PL Indian Paintbrush, Heather Lynn Runyon on number 287, 3rd in the world.
She comes to us from North Carolina.
Now the reserve champion, number 493, Artfully Designed, Nancy Sue Ryan, showing that horse.
Sired by Artful Move, out of a Rockstar Daughter.
And the world champ in the 2-year-old is
Coosa's Bartender.
Yep. Brian Isbell riding that horse.
Actually, the 2-year-olds are a little more special to me because this one I've done all the work on myself, and it's the 2nd year in a row I've won the 2-year-old here. And the people that own it, they're just super people, and they really wanted it. It's always nice to win for somebody that you look up in the stands and they're crying. You know?
That's great.